Section 7 disclaimer, The Last Dance. Listen up, Lodu and Legends. This is the final pit stop before we wrap this roller coaster. First, let me clear something up. If you came here thinking this last section will suddenly transform you into Warren Buffett 2.0 overnight, stop sniffing Fevicol because it's not happening. Now, real talk. This is the end game. But don't get emotional like those kids crying when PUBG got banned. Markets don't care about your tears, your feelings, or your uncle's WhatsApp tips. You either play the game smart or get clapped like my ex's brain cells when she thought blockchain was a hairstyle. Also, big PSA, don't use this knowledge to gamble your rent money thinking you'll turn it into a Lambo. Spoiler alert, you'll end up with a cycle, not even a Hero Honda. And before we dive in, remember, this whole journey wasn't about me flexing my IQ or you pretending to understand candlesticks. It was about survival, chaos, and learning how not to be the ultimate Lodu in the game of money. So strap in, legends. This is Section 7, the final chapter, the Ragnarok of finance. And if you're still here after all the roasts, congratulations. You're either smart, stubborn, or just completely jobless. Section 7, the endgame and where everyone is now. Buckle up, Lodu and Legends. Don't forget to laugh. We'll learn. Quick scene setting. The modern money world is a living beast built from barter, coins, banks, digital ledgers. Now it's layered with derivatives, shadow banks, algorithmic market makers, and infinite bullshit. That's Miss Y Defuck's playground. Godz is the heartbeat. If Godz sneezes, the whole thing coughs blood. Modern financial system, the actual map, short, exchanges and markets, Miss Y, price discovery, liquidity hubs. She's loud, sexy, and cruel. Banks and shadow banks, create credit, fund trade, but hide risk. Market makers and HFT, Godz cameo, provide liquidity most times, withdraw it in stress. When they go, markets gap. Derivatives and leverage, huge exposures hidden in plain sight, they magnify moves. Central banks and regulators can inject liquidity or tighten, they're puppet masters and sometimes arsonists. Retail crowd, Kartike, Sudhanshu, plus influencers, pump narratives, create bubbles, and feed the show. Tattoo, systemic risk, how collapse happens now. Plain. 1. Shock, bad news, policy error war, supply chain shock. 2. Funding strain, repo, short-term funding dries. 3. Liquidity pullback, Godz steps away, market makers reduce quotes. 4. Margin and leverage unwind, forced selling. 5. Contagion across institutions, hidden links via derivatives. 6. Trust collapse, runs, halts, bailouts. That mechanical chain is the modern domino, not romance, mechanics. Ja. Namar 3. Where the idiots ended up, classic Valhalla epilogues and lessons. My ex ran away with someone I don't know. Life detail, emotional chaos, not market logic. Lesson, personal risk is slippery. Don't let personal drama drive impulsive financial moves. If your head's wrecked, your trades will be too. Kartike Chutia became a havildar taking bribes to fund his business. Moral, some people double down on shortcuts. Kartike left the market for power-ish instant cash. Now he trades integrity for steady bribed flow. Lesson, short-term guaranteed cash via shady routes is a trap. It destroys reputation, invites legal risk, and is not compoundable wealth. Sudhanshu Chutia, stuck in dilemma. Does Miss Y Defuck love me because Godz is the real market maker? Translation, Sudhanshu confuses narrative love with structural liquidity. Lesson, markets aren't lovers. They have mechanics. Order flow, inventory, funding. Understanding liquidity, Godz, believing market sentiment is personal. Goldie Bai became an IAS aspirant. She pivoted to institutional power, governance, stability, smart. Lesson, real influence often comes from institutions, not tweets. Policy shapes markets. You equals God of Valhalla, God creator of chaos and trainer. You see the crack lines. You teach chaos. You know liquidity's heartbeat. Lesson? If you master system mechanics, liquidity, funding, market microstructure, you survive while others scream. Namaste 4. The real rules for surviving the endgame. Practical, blunt. 1. Respect liquidity. Godz. Check bid-ask spreads and depth. If liquidity is thin, size tiny and use limits. When Godz leaves, market orders equals murder. 2. Control leverage and margin. Max leverage only if you fully understand funding costs and forced unwind mechanics. If a tweet can blow your margin, you use too much leverage. 3. Monitor funding markets and repo rates. When short-term rates spike, funding stress is real. Tighten risk immediately. 4. Watch central bank signals, not headlines. Minutes and Swaps desk ops tell the truth faster than pundits. If central banks start emergency ops, sell risk, buy quality. 5. Know your counterparty custody. Where you park money matters. Regulated bank versus sketchy app versus unregulated exchange. Proof of reserves matters. 6. Use size rules and stop discipline, rigid. Position risk per trade small, 0.5 to 1% typically. Hard stops or hedges must be in place. 7. Stress test scenarios monthly. What if liquidity dies? What if a big counterparty falls? Practice exits. 8. Keep dry powder plus hedges. A mix of cash, short-duration bonds, and hedges equals survival ammo. 9. Behavior check. When your emotion is high, breakup, revenge pump, don't trade. Emotions equals guaranteed bad sizing. Number 5. Tactical plays in an endgame regime. Simple. If liquidity tightens, move to short-duration assets, T-bills, or gold, reduce size. If credit spreads widen, reduce cyclicals, increase cash, consider buying high-quality floaters. If inflation spikes, overweight commodity producers, energy, cut long-duration growth. If central bank eases unexpectedly, risk rallies, but watch for male investment bubbles. Don't chase blindly. Number 6. The meta-truth. Markets are mechanical, not personal. Miss YD fuck will slap you regardless of your feelings. Godsey liquidity decides tempo. The rest? Narratives, rom-coms, ex-girlfriends are just background noise that fools confuse for signals. So when Sudhanshu thinks Miss Y loves him, remind him, Miss Y doesn't love anyone. She is an algorithm of flows, human greed, and policy. Learn the gears, not the gossip. 7. Final rituals. What to do every week. Checklist. Check funding rates, repo, and overnight interbank rates. Review top 5 holdings, liquidity, exposure, duration, counterparty. Rerun one stress scenario, 30% adverse move. Can you survive? If not, shrink. Ensure at least 5 to 15% portfolio in ultra-liquid safe assets. Log emotions. If breakup, postpone risky trades 30 days. Number 8. Valhalla mic drops. Roasts you can yell in class. Kardike left the market to take bribes. Congrats. Now he funds his startup with moral debt instead of risk capital. Sudhanshu thinks Miss Y loves him. Reality, she's using him as liquidity and will ghost him at the open. Goldie Bye studies governance while you chase coins. Who's really in power? You are God Z. Teach them to read the heartbeat, and they'll stop dying to memes. Number 9. Closing. Commandment for Lodu and Legends. Buckle up, Lodu and Legends, and don't forget to laugh. Because the market is a cosmic joke, and you're either the comedian or the punchline. Learn the mechanics, respect God Z, avoid moral shortcuts, and build durability. That's how legends survive Valhalla. Open quote. Valhalla final line. When the circus burns, winners are not the loudest. They are the ones who stayed liquid, small, and sane. Be that one. Close quote.